What's up, you guys?
How are you guys doing?
How are you guys doing? Do you guys like merch?
Yes.
I like merch.
Oh.
If
yes.
you can see, I'm wearing our merch, our first merch, man.
Yeah. We have our model right here to show you guys.
I'm the model today because Victor hasn't changed.
Well, I just got
his.
mine. All right.
That's true.
Don't
He just
blame
barely
me.
got his. So you know when you get cold outside, what do?
Stay inside.
You stay inside. But when you got right, but when you got to go outside, what do you got to do?
You put on your sweater.
You put on your sweater, right? So show them your sweater, bro. If you guys can see, I got a little hoodie here. It says CharroBeans. We're repping here. Know what I'm saying? Victor can put his on after, but if you can, so basically what we want to tell you guys is we have some merch on charrobeanspodcast.com. We're gonna have there. We have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have what else? We have hats. If you notice, I got my hats. I always wear truckers.
It's really soft inside.
It's very soft on the inside. Good quality. You know, I did this for you guys. So if you go on to charrobeanshop.com, what you're gonna see. You're going to see a bunch of shirts, hoodies, all that stuff. Our merch is up, and it's going to be up until December 31st. After that, basically all our stuff is going to go under. So you guys are on some limited time here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So go ahead, and if you haven't already, just go charrobeanshop.com, buy some new stuff. Like I said, we do this for you. It's really for you guys.
All about you guys.
All you guys that come back and listen to us, week to week. So that's pretty much it. If you want to be warm, buy a hoodie. If you don't, freeze to death. Damn, that was kind of.
Just buy a t-shirt. Don't
just buy a t-shirt. Yeah. Right. Just buy a t-shirt, please. So charrobeanshop.com. You guys check it out.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you guys. You guys enjoyed today's episode. What if we started every show like that? We're just like, welcome to Thoughts with Your Thoughts, here with your boys, Samuel and Victor Estrada.
How you doing, motherfuckers?
Was that Yoda?
I don't know. It was like Yoda. It was like Yoda and Squidward.
Hi.
How you doing?
You gotta have a radio voice.
I don't sound like. Well, I don't have that low ass voice you have. How you guys doing? See, like whenever I try to go low, like it starts like correcting. It's like.
You can't go like super low?
Oh.
You can't go like, baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low.
Oh yeah, can you do it? Oh,
I'm really good.
Oh shit.
What's
hey
up,
guys?
guys?
How you doing?
What's up, guys? Fuck you. I was gonna start it, but you want to start it?
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to CharroBeans podcast. Another episode 27.
7.
Oh, I got that. See.
Keep going.
Thank you for coming back to this podcast.
There you go.
I don't know why I'm blushing. Just keep going.
Hey, you are
Just
red.
going with the thing. Thank you for supporting us and listening to us. We appreciate you, every single one of you. Thank you. Sammy, how are you doing?
I just forgot. For you guys that don't know Victor, other than this podcast, I met him when he was a little turd in high school. But he used to have this thing where you couldn't even mention his name without you getting like super red, bro. You gotten better though.
It's called blushing.
No, I guess, but like you couldn't. It wasn't even like you. Usually, like you blush when someone's like flirting with you or gives you a compliment. And you're like, oh, like
I blush for
you.
everything, but it's not because like I'm embarrassed. Sometimes it's because I'm white and pale. You can see my freaking veins, even though I have no.
I guess.
So like if I get excited or I get upset or I get embarrassed, I'll blush.
I don't know. I just think
That's
it's
just my
funny
thing.
because like before you would just say like, "Hey, Victor," and he was like, "Cherry," like strawberry. I forgot you used to do that. Hey, but you're better now. You're a little bit more out there.
Yeah,
you can talk to people.
That's why. What we talked about it in another episode where I told people like I'm not like this.
Like in real life.
Yeah, because I'm comfortable with you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're someone new, like for one, I don't want to offend you. Like a veces sí me llevo like contigo.
Yeah.
But that's because I know you can take it.
Yeah.
I had people that kind of get like, what the fuck, bro?
It's because it's funny because you don't know how savage you are because like you're around like someone like me or someone else, and then you say like a joke to someone, they're like, "Hey, bro, that's mean," and I'm like, "Oh, my bad. Like I just tell you, I'm sorry."
You're like pussy. No, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, like you just don't know. Yeah. That's true. Like, I mean, I'm pretty much the same way all the time. I feel.
No, I have a filter on just because I know I have offended people. Not offended, but they're like, "Yo, what the fuck?" You know?
Yeah,
Like,
they know they know you from the podcast, but
yeah,
not so much like in
exactly.
real life.
And
Yeah.
there's some people that think I hate them, you know. But
Yeah.
it's like it's not that, bro. It's just like tough love, you know.
That or you
It's
just
all
don't
love.
know how to talk to people.
Or I do hate
Yeah,
you. You know, you'll never know.
you know. And then yeah, I guess I mean that's just your thing, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
man. It's
whatever.
because I hang out with you and like all these people that casi se llevan, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like with my
yeah.
boss, sometimes like I'm always like, bro, I'm leaving this fucking group. Like I hate you, you know. And like he'll be like, all right, this and that. But in, like, I feel like if someone went to help us out and it's all that, they'd be like, damn, this girl is toxic as fuck.
For real, why do you have that guitarron player? He's mean as fuck.
Yeah.
He thinks he's the shit.
But now we're just playing around.
Yeah, it's just us like we're just joshing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, how did we get on that? We're back.
Yeah.
This is the last part of the year. Holy shit. Oh, this is the last recorded podcast of the year. We hope that you guys, came back with the intention of watching this.
I was gonna say something, but I'm not.
Just say it, bro.
Nah.
Oh, okay. You're just going to keep the filter on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the last podcast of the year. That's why we have the lights going a little crazy today. They're going also. They're supposed to replicate fireworks. You know what I'm saying? You know, like whatever. Point is, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Episode 27.
Yeah.
Wow, we are 27 episodes in this year. That's pretty crazy. This week we wanted to kind of talk about stuff that we didn't get to last week because really, if you go back to that episode, La Virgen took up most of it, but it's because it was a 2-day event. And a lot of it was just like, back to back to back work. So we didn't even get a lot more happened. And it's funny too, because there was more that happened like during the break, when we took that break for 2 weeks, but we just forget. That's the hardest thing, like to remember what you did for the podcast,
because we're just living in the moment, dude.
Yeah, that's true. You kind of just take in everything that happens around you and you kind of just try to remember it all. But we're going to try to go back for just a second before we get into what happened, in this past week. But one thing that happened last week that we didn't get to touch on was the planta. We worked the planta at Burritos Locos there on Fridays, and it was kind of funny because that weekend our boss didn't go, or you did the gig prior. Okay, first of all, there was a gig prior to the planta. We have the planta at 8. Oh, I remember now. I was like, my boss was like, hey, like there's this gig before. He went there to that one, right? Arturo didn't go? No? Oh, okay. Well, point is, he had told me like there was a gig. He was like, hey, can you make it? And it was supposed to be at 5. And I was like, well, I can make it, bro. But since you guys like to start right on time on any day but Saturday, I was like, I may or not be late, depending on how late I can get there or how early I can get there. And he just texted me back a couple like minutes later, and he was like, you know what, bro? I'll just find someone.
Yeah, dude, te cortó.
Me cortó, dude. And I was like, well, that's whatever. I mean, he was just like, come to the restaurant. Like, come to the restaurant after, you'll be good. And you ended up going.
Yeah, I went.
So what did you experience as far as when you got there and stuff?
It was really funny because I got there, right? And then Saul got there, Chuy got there, and like the van got there. And
so everybody was already there.
Yeah, and Don Mike got there, and then we're just kind of like sitting around. And I'm like, "Whoa, nos falta Sammy." I didn't know you weren't coming.
Yeah, I don't think I let you know.
On the group chat, it felt like you were going.
Yeah.
So, llega this other van, right? It's another mariachi van.
Yeah.
Because 2 guys came to help us. Which is from another mariachi. That's why he had a mariachi van. And then it was Flaco, and then this other guy called Lázaro.
His name was Lázaro.
On Vihuela.
Right.
So I saw him on Vihuela. I'm like, oh, okay, well, Sammy's not coming.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. Like it was a
like
posada.
It was like 2 hours, no?
Yeah, era una posada.
Was it normal music? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This is already past.
Yeah, we were just chilling. Like they were having their little Christmas party thing.
Okay, so it was a chill gig. I mean, was Paco there?
Yeah, Paco was there too.
So the Armonía consisted of you as a guitarrón, vihuela player,
Lázaro.
Yeah, and then we had Flaco on guitar, Paco and Paco.
Yeah.
So you had a full Armonía at that point, right? And it was a chill gig from what you told me.
So it wasn't trumpet.
Oh yeah. So okay, that's what I was getting at. my boss didn't go because
He was
did,
still expecting his kid.
was he still expecting?
Yeah.
He's a father now, by the way.
Yeah.
But if he was expecting the kid, that's why he didn't go. Yeah, so he didn't go, and that's why he had gotten Lázaro and Flaco because they were both singers. They both
Yeah.
sing. So like we've said it before in this podcast, but when our boss doesn't go, it feels different because not only does he play trumpet, but he sings a lot too. So whenever he gets someone, like he got two people, and it's because it almost feels like two people leave when he's gone. You know what I mean? Like we need to fill the void of him leaving, right? So he ended up bringing those two guys. So since he was gone, we also needed a trumpet player. So at that point, we had our violinist, Saul, who plays violin, but he took like one semester, I think, of trumpet, and he at Texas State, and he's just like he's a good musician, so he could just figure that shit out. So I was just like, okay, that's cool, bro. Like you could just do that. Like I can't do that shit, just to like put me on violin, and I'm gonna be straight trash, But he was like, he can go from like violin to trumpet, and just do his best. So he was on trumpet for this weekend. He was with Don Miguel.
Yeah.
So we had two trumpets, which is the good thing. He'll play segundas. Don Miguel's used to playing primera, so it was all good. So then, after that, well, you guys did the gig. It was 2 hours, and then
They were getting lit, to be honest. No, I remember. Because, it was a posada or like Christmas party where it was. So they had like their little like drinking station.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just remember seeing Paco like kind of like miss around there. And then let's see like the Lázaro and Flaco just kind of like hop in there, And I'm like, when I have people like kind of that I don't know, I try not to drink just because.
You're subconscious or what?
Yeah, I don't want them to like.
To know the real you.
Yeah, but like, no me quiero llevar con ellos, Just because I don't want to like, I don't know, offend them or something,
Like if you drink? I've never heard of that.
Like
this is new to
I'll
me.
roast them or something.
Oh.
Or like no les tengo confianza,
Oh, you just don't know how they'll react.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like
okay.
I know they drink, but I don't know how we'll be together.
Okay.
You never know.
All right. So
you never know.
Oh, so then?
So they were getting lit, and then we're like, well, we're just kind of here, and we're done. So what do we do now? And then like Paco just and the guys just like kept chilling with the guys. They were like mingling, dude.
They were at the gig?
Yeah. So I left, and then Saul left, and then we just went to a planta. And when I got to the planta, it was like 7:30. So we still had 30 minutes.
Oh, you got there early?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't early, so.
So I'm like, fuck this. So I went to the QT to get some food. And when I came back, I thought I saw you.
You thought you saw me?
Yeah, because I saw a Vihuela player.
Oh, you told me.
And then whoever it was, he had a fade. So I'm like, damn, Sammy cut his hair.
Sammy finally cut his hair. I remember you told me that.
Like, hell yeah, And I saw.
That's so sad. I'm just like, Yahweh. So you finally cut that piece of shit hair you got in the back.
Anyways, and I saw who I thought it was Paco, but it was Flaco.
It was Flaco.
The rims, and and I go into the planta and I see Lázaro again, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, so I'm like, I texted you. Right, I'm like, hey, are you coming to the planta? And you're like, yeah, I can say.
I was driving. I was on the way there.
Yeah, but it felt like you were fucking with me. Because I'm like, we have a Vihuela player right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe he's just fucking with me. So that's why I didn't text you back. I was like, if he's not fucking with me, I'll see him in a little bit and then tell him about it. And then sure enough, you start pulling up and I'm like.
I pulled up and the first thing I saw was a Vihuela.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it. And the next thing I did was I texted my boss. I was like, no mames, way. Because at that point I had seen the Vihuela and I saw the guitar, and then I saw Paco. So I was like, well, plus me, that makes 4.
Rondalla, bro.
And I was like, that's 2 Vihuelas and 2 guitars, bro. We're gonna be fucking. It looked like an all-region group, bro. So I was like, fuck. So and we've talked about this before, but like anytime there's 2 of Armonia specifically, I don't know so much for guitar but for Vihuela, it just kind of turns into a competition in a way. Not to say it is a competition. But I'm saying, like, two Vihuelas just sounds weird, bro. Like, they clash. It's the kind of instrument that just clashes. Like,
well, I feel like Vihuelas, like, because of the way they're made, like, they're never exactly the same. Like you can make
Mm-hmm.
guitars in a way that they're all like they even make like a little series, right? Like Cordova C7,
Oh, I see
and
what
they're
you
all
mean.
made the
Yeah.
same way, like almost exactly. The only thing that would be different is the way, like the way that the wood looks,
Yeah.
because that's just you can't help that, you know.
Yeah.
But like Vihuelas, like I mean, you've seen it. Like when you order like brand new ones from like Mora or Morales, and you ask for like let's say a number two, like sometimes they're a little bit bigger, they're a
A little
little
bit
bit smaller.
smaller. Yeah.
So like in a way, every Vihuela sounds different
Yeah.
because of the way they're made. You
That's
know?
true. So that's why I say that I don't like it because sure enough, I pull up, I see the Vihuela, and I'm like, whoa, man, fuck. So I texted my boss like, hey, wait, because he had said I caile la planta, so like get to the planta, you'll
Yeah.
be good. So when I pulled up, I was expected to like I knew that they were at the gig, but I didn't think they'd go to the planta too.
Yeah, me too.
So I was like, fuck. So sure enough, like I pull up and I see him, and I was like, which is fine. Like it's not his fault or anything. It's
Yeah.
nobody's fault. He had even texted me after. He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry. It's because I just needed voices, like to cover me." I was like, "Nah, I get it," but it's like, "Fuck, I just really hate playing with another vihuela because, like you said, they clash. They sound completely different. So like mine is a Morales. It's a size 1. It's a little one, so it's not loud. But
It's
usually
really bright though.
it's bright, and I usually play with the mic and stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? He didn't play with the mic, but his was
It's
louder
really
than
loud,
mine.
yeah.
It was a size 2, and depending on the control of your hand as a vihuela player, like you can either just throw your hand on the strings, or you could have a little bit more control, of your sound. But a lot of vihueleros, not to say he kind of had that, but his was more a little bit less control than I do. I usually have a control of my sound, so it just clashed. It's completely different styles of playing, and it just doesn't sound right. So that's the only thing that I kind of didn't like, because I'm like, well, shit, now we gotta like compete in a way, like with each other's sound, like,
I kind of did.
and then like I'll do like a little thing here and there, and like he'll do a little thing here and there, but they're never matching, and it's just rough. But I mean,
Oh, we had a lot of visitors too.
oh yeah, I mean I'm it kind of sounds like I'm complaining, but like I said, that's just kind of what it turned into, which is whatever. But it was a chill night because it's like you said, it was kind of weird. Like, first of all, it was a different. It wasn't Mariachi Allende anymore,
Yeah.
right? Like, because we always have this joke that we're like, when people miss and we like bring in someone else as a ringer, we're like Mariachi Allende Juvenil. we're like
Yeah.
we're like the JV group.
Mm-hmm.
So the violins aren't the same. Like Saul is usually violinist. He's on trumpet. Arturo's gone. Paco was there, but he only played one set and then he left.
Well, he was supposed to play no sets,
Yeah, he stayed.
but
He was just trying to chill, I guess.
Yeah.
He was having a good time. Because, like I said, he's still retired.
right.
But he was just having a
Super
good time. So he's like, you know what? I'll just stay and, have fun with my friends. So he ended up staying for a little bit. And then, like I said, it's not Mariachi Allende anymore, because now there's two vihuelas, different guitar player, and then you're still on bass. But like you said, we had a bunch of visitors this week. That week. What happened was we had we had one of my friends who used to be my coworker. He came out. And their names are Fernando and Zamir. Shout out. They came out to
Yeah.
and then later on Samantha came, who I went to high school with. Shout out to her too, who bought merch, by the way.
I'm sorry I didn't recognize you.
Oh, it's because they were wearing masks. So
yeah.
they came up to
It's
you all
because
badass.
like I was talking to Zamir and Fernando, and
Yeah.
then she kind of showed up, and like me dio la mano, right?
Yeah, like
hi.
say what's up. Yeah.
And I'm like, hi.
Hi.
Like it was, I don't know.
It's
And-
because it depends on the greeting. If someone's just like hola, but I don't know how she said it to you, but like when someone like when someone like talks to you, like them.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? They're
exactly.
like
That's
hola,
what it was.
hey, like
yeah, that's what it was, and I'm like,
hey.
okay. And then she took her mask off. I'm like, oh, my bad. Like,
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, you gotta watch out right now with the mask and stuff. But we had them visit. Who else visited? Chewy's wife, who's Cynthia.
Oh yeah, she brought her whole squad.
Yeah, she plays with this group that plays in Dallas. And so we were like, I mean, how do you feel about like playing in front of other charros?
I
Because
think
they
it's
were all
fun.
charros. They play in their own
I think
groups.
it's fun. They're pretty good. I played with them last week.
Yeah,
They had a good vibe.
they have a good vibe. Like, how do you feel about it? I mean, before I used to be a little bit more intimidated because I was like, oh fuck, like I gotta be like on my A game, and I gotta make sure that I don't fuck up any of the songs or they're gonna judge me. Like, that's how I used to be. Now it's more like, bro, like we all fuck up. Like, we're all not the perfect musicians, so
Well-
I just play whatever I know, dude.
I don't know. Like I think I've told you this before. Like sometimes I don't. I play according to who's watching. Like I feel like if you are a musician and you come to listen to us, I think like you kind of like I try to play a little bit better, just because I know like I'm not trying to prove that I can play better. I'm just saying they kind of deserve like a certain quality of playing.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
No.
Like
I mean, I know what you're saying, but do they deserve it? I've never heard of that. Like,
not
they deserve to hear.
deserve, but
That's
it's
what he said.
like
That's what he said.
I don't want to. I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? We've talked about this
Nope.
before, and I explained it before.
I'm trying to get you to explain. Like, for me, it's just like if they, I feel like they're gonna judge you either way, even if you were good, if you were bad. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of like, I am who I am. You know, so I'm just gonna play what I play.
Sure. Yeah, you just say that.
That's just kind of how I am. I guess.
I changed my answer to that.
You sure?
Yeah. I can't explain shit. So. I feel like more people went.
Who? Yeah. Well, more people did go, but I forgot who. Checo was there? Was Checo there? No, Checo wasn't there. He wasn't there.
Oh, no, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Oh, shit.
I don't know, but it felt like
everybody had visitors because even Boyo had like.
Oh yeah, he had some girls there. What's up, bro? But it just felt like everybody that came in, we knew. You know what I mean? I guess that's the vibe I'm kind of going for. Like everybody that walked in, I was like, oh, I know them. Oh, I know them. Oh, hey, you know, it just kind of felt like that. It just felt like a revolving door of people. And it was funny because like I've told this to my parents, like anytime they've come to watch us play, someone's missing or like we're missing two players or someone came to help us out and it's not them. So it never actually sounds like what we usually always sound like. You know what I mean?
It's like, ¿qué creen?
Yeah, like
ahora nos sobran, dude.
Yeah. So now, you know, when they came to watch us like this past weekend, like it wasn't Mariachi anymore, so that's the only thing. But I mean, it was fine. It got a little wild.
Oh yeah,
You got a little tipsy, bro.
I got booted.
Booted?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. For the second set?
Yeah, because we played the first set, and then during that first set, that's when Cynthia's squad showed up, right?
Yeah.
And I know some of the guys that were there, so like los estaba saludando or whatever. And I was, every time Cynthia comes, like she always brings a bottle
of tequila.
Yeah, well, bottles. She always brings bottles.
Bottles, plural.
Yeah. So I remember, like, I don't know. Every time Cynthia shows up, like I drink. You notice that? Last time she showed up too, like I got lit too.
Okay.
And yeah, I was just having a good time. I was drinking, and I was trying to talk to everyone, you know.
Okay.
Because I mean, when you start drinking, you get like social, you know, or at least I did.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And yeah, so I'm just like talking, I'm having a good time, and then we're like, all right, let's start playing again, right?
Yeah.
And then when I started heading out, like I saw one of the guys just like messing with my bass.
Yeah.
And like he even put the mic in his pocket.
Like
you know?
He was ready to go.
Yeah. So I'm just like, ¿te la quemas? And he was like, sí. I'm like,
all right. And then the first thing we played was Cascabel.
Yeah.
Because they were like, chingas, vamos a tocar Cascabel. And I'm like, fuck. Because now we have two vihuelas. Yeah. So that makes another thing, you know. He has to do us. So I even asked him, I was like, at this point, you're not even playing anymore. Other guys, what was his name? Abel? What was his name?
¿Cuál?
Guitarrón player. Guitarrón guy.
Oh,
Abraham. Okay, so Abraham was playing bass.
Yeah.
So you're not even there anymore. So I was like, who's this dude? Because I didn't know him. He was your boy. So I was like, okay, so who's this guy? And then I look over and I'm like, hey, like, do you want to play the solo? He's like, no, tú échatelo. And I was like, all right, like, I'll do it if you want. And then later on, he's like, no, si quieres, yo le doy uno y luego tú. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine too. I don't care, dude. Like, dude, we got to do whatever. So we played a Cascabel. And like I said, it was kind of like a duel. It was like a duel of vihuelas. But I mean, it was chill.
Is it?
It was chill. Like,
that was trippy, dude, because I had nothing to do. Like, I was like, I'm going to record.
You were chilling.
I was going to record.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is boring. So I remember I went to the back, and I was kind of like messing around with Paco, because that's when he started leaving.
Yeah, he was about to leave. Right? Yeah.
So we were just kind of talking in the back, and then I started talking to someone else. And then I remember she's like, yes, ya me está pegando, you know? I'm just like,
just hitting you with tequila?
Yeah, like I'm feeling good or whatever. And then I just look at you guys, and it's like, I look at the trumpets and like Saul is in trumpet, and I'm like, what the fuck, like,
and
like,
then yeah, like because Abraham wasn't wearing a traje,
that
so
too,
he was just wearing normal
I'm
clothes.
like, who's that guy? What am I playing? And I just look down at my suit. I'm like, what the fuck? And then, like, poor Saul, that's just like he has this concentrated face, you know?
Yeah.
He's just like trying to not fuck up or like fuck up as much.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit, it's weird. And I see like two vihuelas, like, and then one looks like you, like the old Sammy,
The old me.
with the fade. And then like the guitar player looks like a skinny version of Paco, and I'm like,
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
bro, what's going on?
like who is it?
Yeah.
Who are these people? It did feel like that. Like I said, it was not Mariachi anymore. It's like the Great Experiment or some shit.
That was
Like,
true. It looked like I was going through that ¿cómo se llama? Astro projection.
like
Like
Doctor Strange.
when you leave your body.
Yeah, you
and
leave your
it's just
body.
Like,
Because you were just standing there like watching us, and I was like, "Oh, ándale, sí, güey." Because I was thinking like, "Pinche Victor, like you're just not doing shit." But it was because also Abraham never said like,
no, and then like
because we played Cascabel and he stayed there.
after a while, I even looked at him like switch,
Yeah.
and then he just looked at the bass. He's like, I'll say. I'm like, fuck.
And the boss isn't there,
Yeah.
so you're like, "No, pues chingate."
That too, like we even took out like las bocinas prohibidas.
Oh
Remember?
yeah,
We were not
Yeah.
loud that week, dude.
yeah. Because a quick story about that one is we usually use a set of speakers for Burritos Locos, and then my boss bought those other speakers. We talked about it on here. We bought this new set of speakers. We used it once, dude,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Nah," and then he like
Yeah.
put them up, and
Like
we
he thought they were like too loud or something.
or some shit. Yeah.
Right?
So we hadn't used them since then.
But
so
this week he wasn't there.
so we were like, "Bet we're gonna use ¿Qué hiciste? Las bocinas prohibidas."
Yeah. Like we
Chingo.
were all going all out. We were just
It just like went not downhill, but it was just
it was a free for all.
it was a free for
like
really,
anybody could
oh,
do anything we wanted to.
we said yeah, you could do it. It was like the purge. Like,
Yeah.
You could do whatever you want. Like at some point you weren't playing guitarron. There was two vihuelas, and then the other. So we played the two sets, right? At this point, I don't even think you played the second set.
No,
Like,
I didn't play at all, dude.
yeah, because Abraham se la chingó toda. güey.
Yeah.
He was just like, I'm gonna play the whole time. Fuck it. He played the whole second set, and you were just chilling. And then comes time to do talon.
And that's why I'm like, all right, bro. Like, so that's my money. You know?
Yeah. Like I need to play, bro. So then he gives it back to you. But then it was funny because after we were about to start talon, the vihuela player comes up to me. He's like, "Damn way," and he gives me his vihuela. He's like, "Tú tócala, güey. Ya no quiero tocar."
Oh, shit.
And I was like, "You're not gonna play? Like this is what we do. We play after." And he ended up because that table full of charros, they were just drinking, like having a good time. It was funny because he ended up just going over there to sit down. He was just like chilling. Remember?
Yeah.
He just sat down and he started chilling, and I was like, "Okay."
I remember at one point you were like, "You wanna play Abuela?" And I'm like, "Zuela."
You're like, "Fuck it," because like I said, it was New World Order. Like there was no rules. So at one point, you and me switched.
Yeah.
I was playing
There was
guitarrón.
even like I forgot about that until like one of the girls in the table sent me a video of me.
Oh, like
and
yeah.
I looked like I was ready to take like the fattest nap, bro.
Yeah, you
Like,
were
I was
looking
just
out of
like-
it.
I was just like, fuck, ya me cansé.
It was just a free for all that weekend, and what I liked about it was just that it just felt like it didn't feel right. Like
There was nothing, bro. There was just vibes.
yeah, it was just everybody chilling, a free for all, fucking Royal Rumble, dude. Like they would just do whatever you want, and that's what happens when there's no boss. Like
Yeah, legit.
there's no order.
Legit, was just like, or like we'll be on our phones too, you know? Because
I wasn't.
Our boss is always like, telefonito or
Yeah,
some shit.
we don't take out our phones because it does look kind of bad. Like when you're in the
Yeah.
middle of a gig and you're over there, like there's a lot of groups that like take that really far, bro. Like they're in the middle of a gig, dude, and like while they're doing, they're just like on their phone, like fucking playing Candy Crush, and I'm like,
Oh,
wait,
shit. For real?
yeah, dude, I've seen it where all of them will be on their phone. I'm like, no, mames, wait, like
Oh,
at a
shit.
funeral or something.
Never seen that.
Yeah, dude. So I do get where he's coming from, our boss, when he used to tell us like, I mean, the only time I get my phone out is like if I have to text like somebody back, like because it's important or this and
Yeah.
that or whatever. But now he tells us now like you shouldn't be on your phone. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
But this time we're like, what boss?
And then you're like texting and you're like looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, you get the oh shit.
You're like just making sure he's not here.
And then you're like, no, boss.
He texts you and he's like, get off your phone. You're like looking around like, yo, wait.
He's like using the Martin's cameras, dude.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what went down at that planta. We didn't get to talk about it last week because it was just it was very heavily on La Virgen and stuff. But just wanted to. It was just a good time. It's like you said, it was nothing but vibes. Like just weird ass vibes, but it was funny. It was just funny to see that like free for all.
There's like a good 10 minutes. I don't remember.
You blacked out?
I don't know. I just remember like it was all bright, and then I went somewhere. I came back and it was like pitch black. Like they closed the lights on us. They turn off the lights.
Oh yeah, that's what they do at 1 a.m. They just turn the lights off. They're all like, "We're gonna dip." I don't know about y'all, but we're gonna dip, and they close the restaurant down. It's kind of weird how they do that now, but that's their way of telling y'all, "Okay, I need to get the fuck out."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the restaurant. It was fun. It was cool. What happened after that? Well, we did the gigs and stuff, but I think we didn't do much. But what I kind of wanted to talk about was this week. This past week was Christmas. You know, we had the Christmas episode and stuff like that. Since I'm off, like I took some gigs. Like you've been maromeando more. Maromeando, if you guys remember, is when you're kind of just playing with other groups, whoever calls you up, you know. And since you play harp, you get a little bit more business that way.
I was playing guitar. What you mean?
But you also play harp.
Yeah.
At some places, like they'll actually call you. Like they won't call me for that, but they'll call you for harp. You know what I mean?
Disculpe, pues.
But I mean, you had snapped me once at a funeral you went to.
So get this, bro. I'm helping out this group, right? And
what day was this? It's like a Monday or Tuesday. It was like early in the week, no?
I don't know,
¿Te
bro.
acuerdas? Oh, okay.
It was a lot. I worked every day of the week.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I remember they were like, "Hey, can you help me with the funeral? It's a funeral." It was Christmas Day, the 24th.
Christmas Day?
Yeah, it was.
Ooh, that's rough,
era un funeral, and it was in Dallas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a las 11:30. So I leave like 10:30. Just because funerals, you have to look for the place.
Yeah,
right?
usually. I mean, it's a big cemetery, so you actually have to look for the tent where everything's set up.
But this cemetery was huge, dude. Like
biggest one you've been to?
Yeah, like it has like you could keep going and like you will get lost.
Okay.
Like legit. Like it has hills and all these things. Like
yeah.
It was crazy. So I couldn't find the place like at all. Because I usually just like drive around. You usually see like a group of people.
You'll see it already like going down.
Yeah. But I thought I went all around. No salió nada.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, no se hizo or something.
Yeah.
And I called the group's boss, and I'm like, hey, like, where are you guys at? And he's like, well, I'm in Mexico. I'm like, no, I'm like,
why or what?
I'm like, chinga, man. All right. So I call other people, and I'm trying to just find this fucking place.
Yeah.
And then at the end, like, the boss sent me, like, a picture of the map of the cemetery.
Oh, he sent it to you from Mexico? Yeah. That's still legit, yeah. He was in another country, and he still went out of his way to do that. That's cool.
So you see like the whole map, like the cemetery is like this huge rectangle, right? Okay. And like the gig is at the very right corner of this rectangle, bro.
So
like
it's far.
It's deep as fuck. So I'm like, all right, like I don't even need to like look at where to go. I just need to go like as deep as I can into this fucking cemetery.
Yeah.
And then that's when I found it. It's like a little secret path that you gotta take because like the trees kind of hide it.
Yeah.
So I had to go through there and I'm like, fuck, like, I un chingo de gas, like, for sure. Like, I wasted, like, a good 15 miles of gas. Nah. Shit. But, you know, it was a lot. and yeah, like, I get there, and this other guy got there, too. So it's just the two of us, and I'm like, hey, like, is anyone else coming?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, I don't know, like, I'm not part of this group.
He's like, I'm just a temp,
yeah,
bro.
So I'm like, fuck, all right. And then some other guy that's actually part of the group, he's like, pues yo no sé, quién sabe qué. And I'm like, oh, man. So it's three of us right now. We're supposed to start at 11:30, and it's like 11:20, dude. And there's only three of us. And this is a big group. This is one of the biggest groups in Fort Worth.
Oh, he hired the whole the whole group.
Yeah,
for that?
It was supposed to be a whole group.
How many were supposed to be there?
12.
So it was a full ass group. Oh, okay,
people.
shit, 12, yeah.
And so far it's just me on harp and these two dudes that are violin.
Okay.
You know.
So we're like, we need everybody else.
Yeah. So little by little, we see like a little charro just like walking towards us.
Mm-hmm.
and be like, all right, we got a trumpet. All right, we got 2 more violins. And then I'm like, there's still no harmonia, bro. You know. And then eventually this older dude on guitar got there, and I'm like, all right, we just need a viol and a bass, right?
Yeah.
So we got our 2 trumpets, and then we get our 6 violins or whatever.
Mm.
And all right, we're set. And then at like 12:05, dude.
Yeah.
That's when the vihuela player shows up.
12:05. So that's 35 minutes late,
Mm-hmm.
technically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We still have no bass. We have no guitarron, bro. Right?
Ooh, it's the roughest.
So-
I hate that shit, bro.
So everybody's like, "Where's the bass player?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then they're just like, "Pues, can you play bass on harp?" I'm like, "It's not the same. I can't pull 11 of you guys,
Yeah.
you know." And they're like, "No, pues ni modo. We're just gonna have to work like that."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Fuck." So a whole hour, bro. It was just like harp playing, puro bajo.
You played the whole hour though?
Yeah, it was
But-
2 hours.
Oh, did he ever show up?
Yeah, he showed up an hour late. Well, technically, he showed up like hour and a half late. But like when we started playing, like it was just me. I played like a whole hour. It's just me on harp.
The bass on harp.
Yeah, and then I was Arturo Vargas, bro, like the old harp player, cause he's playing, and then like he does like cause a lot of bass notes have like accidentals.
Yeah.
So I'm just like playing. I'm like playing my little handout, dude.
Yeah.
Or it's not little, but it's like I have to play like
You
louder
harder than you're
usual.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because I mean the guitarron carries the large portion of the bass sound, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's not a harp that's made for that either, you know?
Yeah.
Like it has a very like bright bass, and it's not
It's not
as deep as a mariachi harp. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying my best, bro. Legit. Like sometimes I can't even get the fucking scale because I have to flip levers. I can't push into a string to tune it. And it was just a bitch, dude. And like you see the little harp, like when I because I'm trying to pull as hard as I can.
Yeah.
Like I fucking pull it, and the fucking harp is just like wobbling. I'm like pobrecita, dude.
The harp is like I never experienced this
Yeah.
experienced this kind of level of pain before.
Yeah. And then out of nowhere, you just hear like a boom, boom, and I'm like, the motherfucker finally showed up. Like
He showed up like Thor in
yeah.
Endgame. Dun, 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 dun.
Nah, yeah, he showed up, todo desafinado, and I'm like, nah,
Oh,
hombre, dude. And
shit,
then
dude.
I let him know I was upset, dude. I just kept looking at him. I'm like, you ain't shit, bro. Like,
Well, también, pues, se pasa. Güey. Like, I mean, I've been late to gigs, you know, even to the point where, like, the group will start before me, you know. And usually it's because they have a guitar player, which I get, you know, but I'm not going to be an hour and a half late,
know,
bro.
dude.
That's a big difference, dude.
And I'm like, fuck. Like I said, I let him know I was upset. I was like, you ain't
Yeah.
shit, bro. I kept looking at him, and I'm like, you're not even playing the right scale, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
You just showing them your hand. You're like, yo, you see that blister? That's your fault.
I was a little bit salty, dude.
Yeah.
It was like,
I mean, like I said, that's the thing about Maromeando. Like, you don't know who you're gonna be with. Like you said in that one, the boss wasn't even there. He was in Mexico. You know?
yeah, I'm like,
So there's no order, first of all. So and then he's the bass player, right?
Yeah.
He's the bass player for that group. So it sucks when you're Maromeando because you don't know what you're gonna experience. Like everybody's experience is different. Like when you're in a set group, you can pretty much expect what's gonna happen every weekend, you know, for every gig and this and that and this and that, right? But when it gets to like Maromeando, you don't know who you're gonna be paired up with. And I've actually talked about this a little bit in past podcasts. I always brought it up, but I never had the time to do it. Should I do it real quick?
Do it.
Like I can't really say I'm a true like guy that actually puts myself out there like for gigs and stuff like that.
whore.
Yeah, I'm not a super big like, you know, hoe and putting myself, hey, I'm out, I'm available. I don't usually do that, right? Because I'm usually with a set group. Like I've been with Allende for like since 2013. You know, not exclusively, but I mean I've been with them. You know what I mean? And then most of the time, people post that they're available because they're not in a set group, or maybe they are in a set group but they don't have any gigs. That's usually when you do.
Or you want more work.
Or you want more work, yeah, like you said. So I remember this is back like, man, I don't remember exactly what year this was. This had to be a couple years ago, man. But I remember that I think Arturo, our boss, he had somebody already like in the group, so he couldn't like let me come play on Vihuela because he already had someone there.
Mm-hmm.
This is back when I was in college, so I would every once in a while like hit him up like, hey man, like I got, I'm here in town. Like if you have any work and you need help, like let me know. But this time he told me, he was like, no way, it's que I already have a Vihuela player right now. Like I can't bring you. So I was like, well shit, you know. So I remember I put myself out there. I put it on Facebook. I don't remember exactly how I got to this. I don't remember if it was through Facebook or what. Point is, someone eventually hits me up. They're like, hey, do you want to work? And I was like, yeah, you know, I don't have anything. It was a Saturday, bro. And I was like, okay, you know, what do I have to do or what? What I'm used to with Arturo and most groups, we meet up somewhere. You know, if like they have a van, we meet up somewhere and, you know, we drive to the gigs and we're all together. Or they'll tell you, okay, well, the gig is here. Show up at the gig at this time and you do it. Well, no, anyway, this guy was like, okay, well, here's what we'll do is come show up at my house it was like at 2 or 3. It was early as fuck in the day. So I was like, oh, badass, we have a lot of work. You know, that's what I was thinking. But he never told me like how many hours we had or anything like that. I was just like, okay, well, that's fine. So I'm not going to say the person who this is, but I will let you know that he's pretty well known in the Dallas area for doing this kind of stuff. So I'll just leave it at that. If you know who it is, just kind of bear with me then.
Is it Arturo?
It's Arturo. It's our boss. He fucked me over. Nah. It was just weird because I remember I went and he had said to meet at his house. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So we met up like at 2, like super early. I went over there. I was in my traje already. I was in my traje already. I was ready to go. This is early in the day. Show up. There's already some charros there. But little by little, some of them keep coming in. And when I get there, he's like, oh, okay. Well, eventually the guy comes in the house and he's like, okay, pues, you know, this is the group. What we're going to do is we're going to practice. And I was like, what? Like practice for what?
You're like, what's that?
What's yeah, right? I was like, my group, we don't practice, we just do it. You know what I'm saying? But like he was like, yeah, we're gonna go over some of these songs, and that way we can, you know, play them at the gigs. And I remember like he was trying to get us to practice like Mariachi Loco, and I'm like, for what? Like everybody knows that, you know, like if you're putting yourself out there, it's because you already know some sort of rep. So I was like, why are we practicing? And I thought we were gonna start the day already. Like, what are we doing here? So he's like, yeah, pues aquí vamos a quedar. We practiced for like 30 minutes, and he was like, okay, so I just want to let you guys know, like, this is what we'll do. You know, this is the group, but we're gonna split up. And I was like, split up? I was like, what do you mean? Like,
A team, B team.
Yeah, it was basically like the red team and the blue team. Like you're on the red team, you're on the blue team.
Were there like enough for that?
I don't remember, but it was small, bro. Because okay, not everybody that went to the gig was at the house. I think he had just like the people that he had like recruited from outside were at the house. So we went there, right? And he was like, okay, well, we're gonna practice, and after that, you know, he's like, okay, we're gonna split up. But then he was like, one thing I want to make sure you guys are doing is not giving out like your own cards, like at the gigs. And I was like, well, first of all, I don't have cards. I was like, why would you give out? Apparently, this has happened before. Like people would give like their cards to their mariachis out like during the gig. I was like, that's weird. But anyway, he was just like, okay, well, all right, like we've already done this. Okay, cool. The gig doesn't start till 6, and I'm like, fuck you mean? It's like 3. It's like, why did we meet up?
Yeah.
This could have been a text, bro. There was no reason for us to meet up. There really wasn't. For us to practice, I was like, what the fuck? So he didn't tell me all this like before he told me, you know, about all this work. Yeah. So I was like, no mames. So there was another trumpet player there. It was actually Sal, who listens to the podcast. Hey, what's up? Shout out. He was there with me too. I think he had slow work too. I don't remember exactly, but he was there too. And we knew each other, so I was like, hey, bro, like, what the fuck was that? And he was like, I don't know, bro. He was like, you want to come over to my house, like, and just chill until the gig? Like, that we don't have to, because this is in Dallas, bro. Like, I live in Fort Worth. So he was all like, you want to go to my house? I was like, fuck it. Yeah, like, I don't want to drive all the way the fuck back home and then come all the way back to Dallas. Like, so I went over to his house. We just, like, chilled out until, like, the gig started. And when we got there, it was, like, the group consisted of me, a guitar player, him on trumpet, a guitarrón player, and one violin. That's 5
Shit.
people, bro. So I was like,
Was he there? The El Caiman?
no, he wasn't there.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. You bring up a good point. I thought that the guy that told us to go to his house would be there, and he wasn't. So I was like, "Am I on the JV, bro?" I was like, "You put me in the JV
You're
group."
the JVB, bro.
Yeah, I was like, "Am I the JV blue group? The fuck, or whatever, you know." That's fine as long as we can, you know, pull this off, you know, because I think the first gig was like at 6. It was like an hour.
Yeah.
When I tell you that, I don't remember exactly how many hours we had. I want to say it was either 3 or 4 hours that we had that night, right? But when I tell you, okay, they were the most hardest hours in my life, bro. Like, I'm used to a certain amount of like music and vibe with Allende because, you know, we get there, we play our shit. You know, everybody pretty much, for the most part, knows their music. You know, they can carry themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But this was not the case. Like, we got there and they couldn't play. I was like, how do you want us to play an hour if nobody knows any music?
Yeah.
So it was me. I knew my shit on vihuela, but vihuela is a percussion instrument, like a rhythm instrument. Like I don't play melody. I can play you un rinconcito en el cielo, but it just goes un chin, 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 chin. You know what I mean? I need the melody. Guitarrón player didn't know how to play. The guitar player didn't know how to play. The violin player knew somewhat, but está viejito, güey. Está viejito. So it was just me and Sal, bro. He's good at trumpet, right?
Yeah.
So he played a lot of the songs. He pulled them out, and some of the gigs were just telling us like here and there, like rep wise, they were like, yeah, like play this one, this one, this one, and we could pull them out, but only because me and Sal knew them. I could play along with his melody.
Yeah.
You know, I could just follow him. But the guitarrón, the whole time I was like la, re, mi, fa 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 fa, re. Like it was the whole time, bro. And I was like,
what?
I worked so hard, bro. Like to the point
You were sweating.
to the point where I was like, dude, I've never worked this hard in my life. Like, no, hombre, it's just, like every hour felt like 10 hours, dude. Like,
How many hours were they?
Like I told you, it was like 3 or 4 hours.
In the same place?
No. The first one was
okay,
like the first one was like 1, and I think the next one was like 2, and then it was like 1 again or some shit like that.
Shit.
But the hardest hours I've ever worked in my life, dude, because it was just like, at that point I was already fed up because of the whole like getting there early as fuck just to practice. I was like, practice what? And then like the guy that like told me to come out wasn't even there. I was like, and then who are all these dudes? I don't even know these guys. Like, none of them know how to play. I was like, how do you expect this? Like, a lot of times that I have, you know, gone to maromas, you know, like sometimes they know more than I do. They'll pull out songs that I don't know. I'm like, shit, okay, you know, I'll follow. But these guys couldn't even like do that. It felt like I was playing with like preschoolers, dude. I was like, nobody knows shit. How do you expect me to play these hours, dude? It was just so hard, bro. I was just, hasta me dolió la cabeza, güey, de tanto, de coraje. I was like, no mames, güey, what the fuck is going on here?
You sound like my mom.
And it was just so strange, bro. It really was. And then next thing you know, we're done, right? We finally finished the night. So I was like, well, who the fuck is gonna pay us? Because like, I think none of them paid us, or I think the guy had all the money, like already. So I was like, how are we gonna get paid? So then we, Sal, I think, or either me or Sal, called the guy and he was like, oh yeah, just come back to my house. And I was like, what? Like what? They go back to your, yeah, I'll pay you at my house. And I was like,
oh fuck,
why did you just pay us before? Okay, whatever. So then we went back to his house. We drove all the way to his house. He was just standing like in his front porch, and me and Sal were walking up. Like, I remember Sal, he was just like, bro, this motherfucker better pay me, bro. Like, he was ready to fight him, bro. I was like, shit, okay. Well, I mean, I got you, bro. I mean, I'm behind you. I was like, I got your back. And so he's walking up to him, and he's like, ¿Cómo les fue? And I'm like, pues bien, I guess. Pero bien
chingado.
Bien feo, cabrón. No, but I was just like, no, pues salió más o menos, you know. The guys didn't really know much, you know. We just tried our best, you know. He's like, oh, okay. And he was just like nodding his head, dude, just like looking around. And I was like, and we were in like Dallas. It was dark as fuck. There was no sun. We were just in his front porch, you know. And he's just like standing there. I'm like, bro, am I about to get shot? Like, what the fuck? It was just sketch as fuck. Like, he wasn't saying anything. We're like, so we're just like, so that pay? Like, because you told us to come here to get paid. Yeah. He's like, no, sí. And like he takes out a wad of cash and he's just like counting, but he counts for like 5, 6, 7 minutes, dude, just like going over the money like over and over again. And I'm like, "Ay cuando quieras, cabrón." Like,
Oh,
I was like, "You need to pay us, bro." Like,
yeah.
hey, I don't know what he was expecting, but we were just like both standing there, like, "Come on, guy, like pay us." And like after like what felt like forever, bro, he finally like gave us our money. And then Sal was just like fuck, motherfucker, was if he wouldn't have paid me, I would have whooped his ass, bro. And I was thinking like, nah, I would have been behind you, bro. 'Cause
Right.
I was like, pinches horas, bien trabajadas, dude. Like, fuck, they were rough. He didn't want to, like, I've heard stories of this guy, but I heard stories after. Like, I told, I don't know if it was you or other people that I play with, like my experience, and they were just like, oh yeah, he does that, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, you could have given me a warning, like before I went over there. But at that point, I was desperate at the time. I was just like, nah, I need some cash,
Yeah, I think when I played with him, I think I was 18. But
you were young.
Yeah, but I went like, ¿cómo te digo? I was like a package deal, cause this other guy, he was on mi abuela, and then I remember him telling him like, yeah, we'll play with you, but you gotta pay us like fair, or something. Like, he said something around that.
You gotta pay us like right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's like, but you guys armonia? He's like, yeah, I'm playing vihuela and this guy's playing bass. And I'm like, yeah. But I was like 18, so I was like, yeah, And so like, I didn't get scammed. I'm pretty sure I would have if I went by myself. I probably would have paid like fucking $30-$40.
And now I'm thinking back, like I wonder if he actually paid me correctly because it was like 4 hours. Like at the time I was still young too, so I didn't know how much this guy paid. Who knows? Who knows if he took? And because apparently while we were doing that, they were off doing another gig. Like they were off doing their own gigs.
Yeah, he does it.
Yeah, so I was just like, all right. And I told Sal after, I was like, dude, I don't think I'm ever going with this dude again. And him too. He was like, yeah, bro. Like even if I was desperate, and I was like, yeah, me too. And I was like, well, if I'm really desperate, I'll still call him up. Like, yeah, I need money, bro. But I just remember thinking like I got so used to it that it was pretty chill. You just go, you play, and then you go home. And you get paid. And you don't really have this kind of issue like that. Like that whole day just had me like, what the fuck did I just get myself into? Like meeting these random ass people I don't even know and shit like that. And apparently he kind of does shit like this. I was like, that's sketch as fuck, bro. Like I could have sworn I was about to be in a drive-by, dude. Like he was just like looking around, like looking to see if his assassins were out or something. Like it's like, hey, you see these two guys? Yeah, if you can take them out. Like that's what it felt like. I was just like, bro, I need to get paid and get the fuck out of here, bro. Shit. But it was strange, bro.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing con la maroma, dude. Like
you
never know what you're gonna expect. Cause I remember, I told you this. I was like, when I saw it, I was like, dude, I fucking missed you guys. Because it's like everybody you deal with, like it's just a different vibe,
Yeah, for sure.
Like for me, when I was playing, the rest of the gigs were on bass for me, and I remember playing with like armonía players, and it's so hard, like, cause as a guitarón player, at least for me, like, yo estoy impuesto a jalar, a jalar a la gente. Does that make sense?
To do what?
A jalar.
A jalar?
Yeah. So like.
Explain.
Like. I don't know, like when sometimes like they'll play something fast, and you kind of try to like pull them back, like not by like telling them, but kind of like how you play,
okay. Yeah, like I see what you're saying. Like if you're trying to keep them steady,
right?
Yeah, kind of like at your own tempo in a way, like because you as a guitarrón, you're supposed to be the one leading us,
right?
Like really, as an armonía player, we're supposed to follow you.
Yeah, like that. I feel like I'm comfortable doing that with you.
Yeah.
Like sometimes something's off, or maybe like I've just felt it different,
Yeah.
But like you respond to it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And some guys like I've told you, like there's this guy that he plays like he's cocked out, bro. Like he starts like se pone impaciente and he starts rushing, and I try to pull him, and it's funny because I helped that group out on harp, right? So the bass player kind of does the same thing as me, like she's kind of like, dude, I'm not gonna deal with you, so I'm just gonna like, okay, I'll follow you,
Yeah.
So like, but yo de necio, I was like, no, dude, like, try to stay over here, and then he kept rushing, and then we eventually was like clashing like too much. So that's when he got me, and I'm like, all right, I give up. Like, we'll just do it your way.
It's true, bro. It's because you don't know the amount of. There's some people who will follow, and there are others that are like, No, I'm
Yeah.
right.
Or like they don't sense it, you know.
Yeah,
Like
that
they
too.
like they're just there playing and they're in their own little world and like
Expect you to follow them.
yeah. Well, not that. It's just that they don't know what's going on.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I guess
Like they
so.
don't have like a sense of like
Awareness.
yeah, like they don't know how the harmonia works.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of their own little world. They do this song, all right, chan 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 chan, and se acabó. Next song, you know,
Hmm.
and they don't pay attention to like what's going around them.
Right.
But like most of us do, you know. So you
Mhm.
feel that and you're like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I was dealing with a lot of those, like
Mm.
when I was doing that, and I'm like, fuck, this is why I never do this, cause I have not like I rarely help out groups.
Yeah.
Mainly because like sometimes I have school or like
Or
sometimes
something
I do
else.
some other shit. So I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, you know, I'm just gonna like I already know with Allende, I already have work Friday and Saturday, or
Yeah.
before the pandemic, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that, you know. Like
Yeah.
usually when someone would call me, I'd be like, you know what, I'm kind of busy, I can't do it, you know.
Yeah.
But this time I was like, you know what, like let's have some fun or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is. I remember just thinking like, this is why I don't do this.
This is why I don't do this shit because I don't want to deal with all you fucks.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck.
No, I get you, man. Like I told you, that was one of the only weekends that I remember like maromeando, like legit, like with people I didn't know at all, except for Sal who was on trumpet, you know. But like everybody else was new to me. I didn't know these guys. Turns out none of them can play, so I was like, it's just a hassle, you know. You're having to deal with people and. You try to be nice about it, but at the end of the day, you're like, "Fuck!
Yeah.
If you don't know how to play, what are you doing out here?" Or like, at least like having awareness of other players, you know, just know your
Yeah.
shit, you know. But
And some people like deal with it pretty well. Like remember it's the Camello?
yeah,
Muñeco? Like
yeah.
that guy played with everyone, dude, and he's always having a good time.
yeah,
Cause I mean I feel like he's just doing himself the whole time. You know,
Yeah.
he's just like I'm just here to work and I'm here to get money. Cause
yeah,
my whole family's in Mexico or whatever.
Yeah.
So like he can pull it off, but yo sí me canso, dude. I'm like
yeah. Yo sí me canso. Güey. Sí, charro chat. I'm just like mad at everybody now.
Right.
I'm just like,
you know
don't.
what?
Yeah, just maromiendas. It's a hassle sometimes. Hey, but you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Like to get some cash, bro.
I'm like me la quemo.
Me la quemo, bro. As we're recording this, we're supposed to be up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, so
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be rough.
Oh shit! It's 10:41.
Yeah, it's 10:41 p.m. if you're listening right now. Here in Dallas Fort Worth. Ay, cuando quieras. Charro chat.
You would.
Charro. Oh, is it my? Oh, it is my week. I think you did it last time. Okay. Rolando Ibanez says, "Have you ever been so fed up with the client that y'all just left mid gig?"
I
Elaborate?
fantasize about it, but no.
Yeah. It's happened. I don't remember actually like leaving because I don't think we'll actually do something like that. What I can tell you is like if someone doesn't want to pay like during talon, like that's why we almost got in a fight
Oh, we're
the
talking
last
about
time.
it, yeah.
You know, but it's happened before too, you know, where people are like, nah, like no tocaron todas, and I'm like, fuck you, me, we just played them all. So like, for me, I've never actually left the client. You know what I mean? Like I haven't actually left, but I know all of us collectively can feel like if someone's being an asshole, you're like, okay, dude, like we're just not gonna play for you.
Yeah.
Like we'll finish the song, but just be like, okay, like vas a andar con tus mañas, you know, would rather just fucking leave you and we just won't play for you. Because I mean, it's kind of like it says, what do those restaurants say? It's like we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone.
Right.
That's kind of what it is with the mariachi. It's the same shit. It's like if you're gonna be a prick about shit or fucking bien codo, you know, you won't want to pay like later on after you already asked. Like we're gonna leave you, bro. We're just like, all right, if you want to be like that, and then we'll leave. That's just kind of how you have to be with people, because if not, they'll take advantage of you. I mean,
Yeah.
we've all seen it. You know what I mean? So, at Joey Escamilla 2 says, "How do I get into a gig group?" We kind of talked about this before. Like I said, if you're not in a gig group yet, what you can do is just put yourself out there and start off in la maroma. You know, just going group to group to group, so that people first of all find out about you. You know that you play violin, trumpet, or armonia or whatever. The more context you have, and the more people you play with, the more your name gets spread around. You know what I mean? You kind of start off small with a group here, there. And eventually you might find a group that, you know, like needs someone permanent. Like, oh, I need a violin player. I need a trumpet player. That's really the best I can think of.
Yeah. I mean, And try to do a good job too. You know, like
Yeah,
you can't be
obviously.
fucking.
I don't know how to say this. At Miri XM, Miri XM, is there a gig that was the highlight of your year? Not. I can't. That's the thing. I told Victor earlier. I was like, "Do you know how many gigs we have a year?
Yeah.
Like a year, we have. I don't know. We have a shitload though. It's hard to pinpoint like one specific highlight.
I'm gonna take mine. Kansas.
Oh, Kansas was
Fuck
fun.
yeah. No, that's mine.
I'm like, did I say Kansas? Because no, Kansas was fun. It's just hard to think about all these other gigs that we've had, especially because we started this podcast in June. So we've talked about all the gigs since then. But what happened before June? I don't even fucking remember, to be honest. And this year was weird with the pandemic. We had like 2 whole months where we didn't even gig. So there wasn't a lot of highlights for sure this year. But Kansas was fun. If you want to hear about that, we go to
what about any other year?
well, first of all, episode what was it? It was like episode 8 or something like that. We're not in Kansas anymore. Check that out if you wanted to see what happened in Kansas. There was a gig where Victor got really drunk.
Oh fuck! I set myself up. I forgot about that.
There was a gig. That one just always sticks out because like Victor got like pretty buzzed, and you get super truthful. You get like super like truthful. So he was a little drunk. We were playing. And I just remember andaba echando gritos. He was like, ah. I was like, whoa, that's not Victor, bro. You know, he's quiet as fuck. And he was echando gritos. He was echando porras. He was just like, échale, cabrón, and whatever. And then like we were playing, and then there was people that would come up to sing. You know, like they want to sing.
Oh, I remember that.
But they would be like se atravesaban. You know, they wouldn't come in at the right spot. You know, where they sing or they would fuck up. Victor was like, "Canten bien!" Like he was yelling that shit, bro. And I remember looking over and I was like, "Ora way!" And I remember one time you were even like, "I have to pee. Can you play bass?" like out of nowhere. I was like, "Yeah, dude."
You're just gonna out me like that?
It was a fun time.
Chivata.
It's a highlight, bro. The highlight. You have any other than that?
No, I like Kansas. That's all I remember right now.
Yeah, Kansas was fun. You guys check it out on that episode. At Santiago.vin says, if y'all had to add an instrument into the mariachi ensembles, which one would it be? I think, do we say this too?
I would take out 2 violins.
Take out?
Right. Yeah, I would never add. I subtract. Right.
If it were up to me, it would just be me by myself. I'm playing cascabel for 4 hours.
I was just playing like blues scales and bass.
dun, 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 dun. Right. To add, I would just say like accordion, just because accordion's already used in. I've used that. I mean, they've been used in recordings like mariachi recordings. If you could add anything, I would probably just add an accordion, but that's it. That's pretty much it.
I wouldn't add anything, to be honest.
Yeah,
I feel like we have everything we need.
Are you not satisfied with what we have now? 6 violins, 3 trumpets, harp, guitarrón, guitar, vihuela.
Bro.
Maybe golpe if they have one. Like,
I'm like, do you want me to be like Guido, bro, or like?
I'm like,
Los
do
Cocos?
you saxophone, los cocos, maracas. We're like, what would be weird as fuck to put in a mariachi? Probably like
fucking electric guitar, dude.
A didgeridoo.
A what?
Exactly. A didgeridoo. You know,
no.
A sitar.
Mandolin.
Banjo. Flute. Oh no, they have flutes. Marimbas también. But what would be weird as fuck to have it in a group? A drum set. Oh
shit. They've done that though.
Yeah, they have done that. Fuck.
I feel like piano would clash a little bit, like a classical piano. Came in like bam, 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 yeah, you know, like
yeah, it'd just be kind of weird, I guess. Yeah, but there's not much to add to mariachi. I mean, it's pretty much, I think they got the formula down pretty much good. And last question, at Louis Armstrong 22, aka Boyo, if you could serenade a girl with one song, what would you sing?
Oh, I had to win.
Oh shit. Hold on. I thought it would land there. Whoops.
I tried to catch it, but I have blanket, bro. So I'm just like,
oops.
What up?
My bad.
Shit.
If you could serenade a girl with any song,
Oh, I had a song.
what would you serenade?
Oh, I said piel con piel.
Oh, yeah, you talked about this. Yeah, piel con piel.
Go listen to the lyrics.
For those who don't know the lyrics, why would you pick that song to serenade to a girl?
Huh?
What?
Because if you like a girl that much, that's what you want to do.
That's
Just listen
true.
to the lyrics, bro.
Just listen to the lyrics, and then you guys be the judge of what. Hey, it's true. I mean, hey. If I could serenade a song to a girl, what would I play? Oh, I know what I'd play. El son de los aguacates.
Really, bitch?
Yeah, because of the end.
The whole song. What you mean?
That's what I'm saying. It's just what I'm thinking from me to you, from me to you, with the utmost respect.
Like, right? You're like, con todo respeto. Like,
That one or camarón pelado.
no,
Con salsita con limón. That kind of stuff. I don't know, dude.
Wow,
I'm not a singer. Like, what would I serenade a girl with?
something romantic.
Something romantic? Like what? Fucking. Like what?
Si nos dejan.
Nah.
Hermoso cariño.
Everybody sings that shit. Everybody sings that shit.
Contigo aprendí.
Nah, I hate that song because I don't know how to play it. I always fuck it up. I know how to play it, but I always fuck it up.
Somos novios.
Well, obviously.
Entonces.
Exactly. I don't know what I'm gonna play. I'm like, tócame los aguacates. That's.
La vas a alburear, that's what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
How are you married, bro?
I don't know. Ask my wife, bro. I'm not married. My wife is married.
He's like that.
It's like that. No,
Somewhere.
I love my wife. No, but yeah, I can't think of any other songs. Like I said, I'm not a singer. Victor doesn't even sing, so this is the wrong question for us. I guess we'll figure it out one day when we start belting out tunes.
Wow, Sam.
What?
For real? You're gonna pick a song?
I picked two of them.
Nah, pero en serio.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna do what people do. They're all like, tóquenle los novios amor eterno.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna serenade with amor eterno and
Like
amor de los dos. Yeah, that's my pick. Amor de los dos for the happy couple. Yeah.
Sam.
Well, I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. I'm sleepy.
Yeah, Victor's really sleepy and he's cold.
I'm really cold.
He needed a blanket today.
It's a good blanket.
It's a good blanket. Yeah, it's a good blanket. Well, guys, we appreciate you coming back for episode 27. We appreciate it, and you guys have a great year. It's gonna be 2020 is gonna be over.
What?
Yeah, 2020 is gonna be
You
over.
said 2010.
2020.
Oh, I heard 2010. I'm
Ya
like, idiot.
Ya andas pedo. No, it's about to be 2020. You guys, it's been a weird year. I know for everybody. With this pandemic and all, and it doesn't end in 2021. I'm just trying to give like a quick little recap. I know it's been a weird year, but I'm kind of appreciative because if it wasn't for the pandemic, I probably wouldn't have started this podcast for sure. We didn't have anything to do, and I just figured, this would be a good idea. So I can thank 2020 for that. We're kind of this year has been big for us as far as starting all this and doing it all, and you guys, just coming back to listen to it. This weird experiment, you know what I mean? And I appreciate you guys coming down. We hope to continue this in 2021. If we don't get shut down by other podcasts.
Oilo?
Oilo, right? But that's the plan right now, go into 2021 and you guys keep listening. We keep talking, So I'm very appreciative. You guys have a great New Year's and we will see you guys next year.
Yeah, thank you guys. I love you.
I love you guys.
Sammy.
The Bean Squad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, we did again.
Bueno, you guys take it easy.
Yeah, bye.
Buy merch, god damn it.
No, I still there for that.
No, they can buy it still.
All right.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm like, a lo que vine, and I'm like...